Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And that subject is the paradox of athleticism. Kind of a tongue twister. The paradox of athleticism. What do I mean by that? What is athleticism? To clarify, it is the competitive spirit, the drive to excel physically, to improve, to get stronger and faster, so to speak. All of this stuff goes into athleticism. I think we can agree, hopefully. What is the paradox? What is a paradox? It's a contradiction, perhaps, something that defeats itself, maybe, eventually. Something that is at odds with itself. So in this case, what do I mean by the paradox of athleticism? Well, I've been examining something. This is a simple idea. Now, it's almost bafflingly simple. And I am surprised sometimes, as a digression or a tangent, I'm surprised by how interesting some of my simpler ideas, or any simple idea, becomes once you examine it. Something that seems not influential or trivial becomes kind of important when it's connected to things. And this might be one of those things, actually. So simplicity aside, when a person is competitive, it can be a good thing. There are a lot of double-edged swords, so to speak. I can think of many of them, actually. There's pride. Pride is a double-edged sword. It looks good on a resume. Pride in a job well done. But it's also a hindrance. It's a weakness if it goes beyond a point, right? So it's one of those things where it depends on how it's used and how it exists. It can be a strength or a weakness. I think being competitive, having athleticism, is one of those things too. It's not always good. It can be good. In a survival situation, it can be very good. In sports, absolutely. But maybe not all the time. Now, let's look at that for a second. I came upon this revelation when I was playing cornhole. Kind of a low-impact sport. And I've got these cornhole structures here that I enjoy using sometimes. And I want to tell a true story about learning how to play this game well. Turns out most people who are really good at it enjoy it. And this is typical of anything, really, where if you enjoy it, you end up practicing more, right? Because you enjoy it. So what happens when you have a competitive attitude? Well, you're liable to be harder on yourself, first of all. You're liable to set the bar higher, so to speak, to make things more difficult in the interest of, gains, getting stronger, reaching harder, farther. But what you end up doing, and this is an under-recognized feature of competitive ideology or athleticism, you end up making it less fun. You end up making it less about fun and more about, gains, some kind of profit, right? Well, I won't try to analyze why that's not fun, but it's not. By itself, it's not. It could be a means unto having fun later. You're not going to agree with that. If you're an athlete, you're going to say that causing pain is fun by itself because you've convinced yourself of that. And I will contest that every time. It's something else. It's the endorphins, or it's the achievement at the end. It's the victory in the game. But those are all something else. Those aren't the actual competition part. If you are hard on yourself, you take your losses a lot harder. Here's the thing. If you're coming out to play cornhole, for example, and you miss 75% of your shots, like most people do, in the beginning especially, you're more likely to not come back tomorrow, especially when it's just cornhole, right? But if you're just out here having fun, if you don't even care if they go in, you might be here tomorrow. Here's the thing. This is the paradox that I'm talking about. You might come back tomorrow and the next day and every day, and before you know it, you're the champion. So wait, what happened? What happened here? Let's look at this. The less competitive person became the champion. In this scenario, the person who was doing it for fun became the champion. What does that mean? It means there's a paradox. It means that athleticism is a double-edged sword. So, something to think about. In a bigger sense, in a general sense, very, very few things are absolute. All one way, always good, always bad. And if you really look at it, the context is what defines it. The meaning it derives from the context, the motive, and the effect, not the snapshot. Anyway, have a great day. Reach out with questions or comments to whiteheartrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.